Hello everyone, this is 10th lecture on Income Tax 2. In today's class, we are going to solve one more sum on long-term capital gain. And the question is, Mahakal sold the ornaments on 1/7/2019 for Rs 35 lakhs, which was purchased by his grandfather for Rs 3,25,000 in year 1996. And he received it as gift in year 2005-06 on his marriage. The fair market value of the ornaments were Rs 8 lakh on 1/4/2001 and fair market value in year 2005-06 was 8,50,000. With this information, you are asked to calculate the long-term capital gain. Here, Mahakal is holding non-financial capital asset because he is holding ornaments, and the cut-off holding period for non-financial capital asset is 36 months. The asset is purchased in the year 1996 and is sold in the year 2019. So obviously Mahakal is holding these assets for more than 36 months, that is more than 3 years. So this ornament is nothing but it is a long-term capital asset, and the result arising out of it either will be long-term capital gain or long-term capital loss. In this sum, you are given the date of acquisition. The original date of purchase of this ornament is 1996. This ornament is purchased by grandfather of Mr. Mahakal in year 1996, and Mahakal has received it in the form of gift in the year 2005-06 on his marriage. Therefore, the assessee or Mr. Mahakal has option of opting for fair market value of the ornament. I repeat once again, if the asset is purchased before 2001 and 2, 2001 and 2 is the base year for cost inflation index. If any capital asset is acquired by the assessee before year 2001 and 2, then he has option of either opting for original cost of acquisition, that is 3,25,000, or he has option of opting it for fair market value as on the base year, that is fair market value as on 1/4/2001, which is 8 lakh rupees. And when he compares the original cost and fair market value on 2001, whichever is the greater amount, he can opt for that option. So for this sum, an assessee can opt for fair market value as on 1/4/2001 only. In this sum, you are given fair market value for two different years. One is 1/4/2001 and one more is 2005 and 6. But make it clear that if the asset is purchased before 2001, then assessee can opt for either original cost of acquisition 3,25,000 or fair market value as on 1/4/2001, whichever is greater. If you are given fair market value for 2 or 3 different years, then you are supposed to take fair market value as on 1/4/2001 only. So in this sum, we will be considering Rs 8 lakh as fair market value, that is cost of acquisition, and not Rs 3,25,000, because this asset is purchased in year 1996, that is before the base year, before year 2001 and 2. Now let us start solving the sum. First we take full value of consideration. Full value of consideration is nothing but the sale proceeds or the value at which the capital asset is sold. So this capital asset is sold for Rs 35 lakhs. From net consideration, we have to deduct expenses on transfer. So the expenses of transfer is not given in the sum. That is the reason this amount will be nil. Full value of consideration minus expenses on transfer, the balance remaining is known as net consideration. As you are not given any expenses on transfer, full value of consideration itself is net consideration, that is rupees 35 lakhs. From net consideration, we have to deduct cost of acquisition. As Mahakal is holding long-term capital asset, we have to calculate indexed cost of acquisition. So less indexed cost of acquisition. We know the formula of calculation of indexed cost of acquisition, that is cost of acquisition into cost inflation index for the year of transfer divided by cost inflation index for the year of purchase or cost inflation index of 2001 or 2, whichever is later. In this sum, the asset is purchased before 2001, that is it is purchased in the year 1996. Here we take cost inflation index of year 2001 and 2. So let us find out indexed cost of acquisition. As I told you, as the asset is purchased after the base year, we can opt for fair market value. So the fair market value of the asset is 8 lakh rupees into cost inflation index for the year of transfer. The asset is transferred in the year 2019-20 and the cost inflation index for year 2019-20 is 289. This we have to divide by cost inflation index for year 2001 and 2, because it is purchased in year 1996 and cost inflation index is given for the base year 2001-2, whichever is later. So we are taking it for year 2001-2, which is 100. Now we arrive to the answer, that is indexed cost of acquisition is 23 lakh 12,000. From net consideration, that is from 35 lakhs, we have to deduct 23 lakh 12,000. Net consideration minus indexed cost of acquisition is gross long-term capital gain. 35 lakhs minus 23 lakh 12,000, the balance remaining is 11 lakh 88,000. From gross long-term capital gain, we have to deduct exemptions if given any. We are not given any exemptions in the sum, so this amount will be nil. Now our final answer, that is net long-term capital gain is 11 lakh 88,000. I hope you have understood the sum. First we have to find out the nature of capital asset, and the nature of capital asset is non-financial capital asset, as Mahakal is holding ornaments. The next step is we have to understand the cutoff holding period. The cutoff holding period for non-financial capital asset is 36 months. Next step is then you have to check the holding period of the assessee, the holding period of the capital asset by the assessee. Here Mahakal is holding this capital asset for more than the cutoff holding period, that is, he is holding it for more than 3 years or 36 months. Therefore, the asset is known as long-term capital asset, and whatever gain arises out of it will be long-term capital gain. So this sum is based on long-term capital gain. You are given one information, that is fair market value of the ornament as on 2001 as well as 2005-06. So whenever assessee purchases the asset, or if the asset is purchased originally before 2001 and 2, then assessee can opt for option either original cost of acquisition or fair market value as on base year, that is 1/4/2001. That is the reason we have taken fair market value of the asset while calculating indexed cost of acquisition, because the asset is purchased in the year 1996 before the base year. I hope you have understood the sum. Next class we will be solving 15 mark sums on long term as well as short term capital gains.